Taj Gibson is subbed in for Carlos Boozer. Third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it. Nelson with it. Butler covering. Butler against the Flalo. Kicks to Davis. Gibson on him. The jump hook. The Magic again can't hit.
And prior to last season, the Magic overhauled their entire coaching and scouting staffs. They're trying to be more forward-thinking and progressive with their training and statistical analysis in an effort to become more consistently competitive.
They get a hand on it. And here we go. The Bulls fast break. Rose has tapped the ball. And that is good. Rose has got 21.
Great job capitalizing on that steal and getting the easy points in transition.
Exactly how it should be done after a turnover.
And for the Magic, never easy to rebuild from the bottom up. Steve, last season, the worst record, the fourth worst offense in the entire NBA.
But I'll tell you what, Kevin, I like the way Jacque Vaughn had his team competing every night, particularly early in the season before they made the J.J. Redick trade. They executed, they played hard, they played for each other. They just didn't have enough talent.
Orlando making some changes. Maxio comes in for Nikola Vucevic. And it's Andrew Nicholson in for Glenn Davis. Deng can't get it to go.
Even though he isn't having the best of games from the floor, it hasn't seemed to hurt him.
Nelson against Rose. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot two.
Well, with only 20 wins, the Magic had the worst record in the league and a good chance to get the #1 overall pick in the draft. Didn't work out that way. They got the #2 pick, which isn't a bad second place.
Well, Clark, as you said, for the Magic, they did miss out on that #1 spot, but in a draft where several players could have been considered, Steve, the top pick, they picked a good time to have their draft luck change.
Well, remember, this is a franchise that within their first 5 seasons had back-to-back #1 overall picks. One of those was Shaq, by the way, so they've had their luck. But I really like Oladipo. I think he's going to be a star in this league. I think Orlando has a building block for the future. Outstanding job there to absorb the contact and guide it in.
That's how you impose your will against the defender. He came to play.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Deng. And Carlos Boozer is subbed in for Taj Gibson. Harris kicks to Nelson. Back to Harris. Clock at 6. It's Nelson up top. He's covered by Rose. Once again off the mark, Orlando.
It's been a great day for them on the boards, Clark. That's definitely been a major factor in building this big lead.
And, you know, from a number standpoint, the advantage might not be that large, but they have been manhandling them inside. And now we can see them really working it inside.
Taking advantage of the defense, really pounding it down low.
Nelson kicks to a Flalo. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Bulls.
You know, with their fast break operating so efficiently, I mean, you can see why they've gone with it throughout the game.
And the other thing they're doing is they're forcing turnovers and then converting those miscues into points at the other end.
And Orlando making a change here. Vucevic is checked in. Three-pointer, Nelson. It's hauled in by Noah. Noah's got 6 rebounds in the game.
Noah once again had a really solid season, but his field goal percentage numbers dropped from where they had been the past few years. I think part of it was not having Derrick Rose on the floor, and then also he was hurt. Plantar fasciitis bothered him some, but not having Rose, I think, led to Noah forcing the issue a bit.
Oladipo misses. For Chicago, they've gone 6 of 9 from the floor here in the second half. They've got to be happy with that. And that one's good. 9 points for Joakim Noah.
Everything's falling now, and this lead continues to increase.
Yeah, it's just way too hard to keep up with a scoring pace like this. I mean, and that's why the defense is having a tough time.
There's the triple. No good. And it's Chicago the other way. Well, and speaking of Noah, some dip into his finishing numbers. You wonder if his injuries played a part in that.
Yeah, Coach Thibodeau rode him pretty hard. A career high in minutes. In fact, second most per game among centers in the NBA last season. And we remember he had the foot injury during the playoffs. So he's always had some health issues, but he's battled through them.
Are you surprised that he's become the warrior that he's become in the NBA?
Not really, Kevin. He was a winner at Florida, a guy who loved to play. He's got a lot of passion for the game.
Orlando's gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. Nelson against Rose. And it's Vucevic missing.
And in the paint, they have really shown some strength. Their work on the boards has been phenomenal.
Yeah, I'd certainly call it a mismatch, Steve, at least for today. These defenders look overmatched right now, especially inside.
Yeah, you look at the numbers, 10 of the last 12 points have come from close range, so I agree.
Oladipo with the ball. On its way from Afflalo for 2. That's good on the jump shot. Afflalo's got 5 points so far. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. Chicago's gone 7 of 10 shooting from three-point land tonight. Excellent numbers from outside. Back to Teague. He tries for 3. Count the bucket. Teague's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Bulls.
You know, it's really hard not to notice the difference in the passing of these two teams today.
Yeah, look at the discrepancy in the assist column between these two teams.
Lamb drills the three-pointer.
This is great. Three-pointers going down quickly at both ends.
Yeah, it took them no time to answer back on that possession.
Teague for 3. Rebound Maxiel. The Magic shooting at 36% on the night. They've got to step it up offensively. Maxiel with a screen on Teague. Blocked. Snell. It's hauled in by Harris. Here are the Magic now. Puts the lead pass in front of him. And plenty of contact on the shot. So, 2 free throws coming up. That free throw, no good.
Boy, one thing I like about Tobias Harris. I mean, he can play 2 positions, and he gives you mismatches either way. You know, at the 4 spot, he can pull other big men out on the perimeter and take advantage of his ball skills, shooting, and quickness. At the 3, he can play bully ball against smaller players. I think this young man's got a chance to be an outstanding combo forward in the league.
And Lamb kicks to Moore. He dishes it to Maxiel. The pass to Harkless. Orlando moving the ball around. Shot clock at 5. Lamb passes to Maxiel. Another shot, and there's the call by the official. They'll count the basket here following the goaltending call.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
And you can hear the reaction of the fans to that call.
Well, it's obvious they did not like it, Steve.
Andrew Nicholson, he's checked in for Orlando. Clark, you mentioned Harris's nice combination of size and skill, able to score inside and Steve outside.
Yeah, pretty good finisher, and you know, he can make a three-point shot. It's getting better. It's developing. But he got his chance to play after the trade to Orlando last year and made a good use of that opportunity.
And they call an illegal screen here.
Now, tough call there on that illegal screen.
He didn't look set to me, Steve. I thought that was a good call.
Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. For Orlando, they've gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. And Moore kicks to Harkless. Teague covering. Dishes to Lamb. Passes to Maxiel. Second chance shot. Excellent D there for Murphy. Chicago's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. And it's good. Dunleavy's got 5 points now this quarter.
His shooting's been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons his team is up in this game.
Feeds it to Harkless. Back to Moore. There's the three. And the rebound goes to Murphy.
Nobody near him. He'll normally make that one.
Heinrich kicks to Dunleavy. From deep. And it's Orlando with the rebound.
Kevin, I didn't like that defensive effort at all, but they're lucky he missed it.
Yeah, they were very lucky defensively because there was some miscommunication there. They left him wide open.
Moore dishes to Harkless. Guarded by Heinrich. Lots of room.